This is an episode I wanted to make for a long time. I'll take you down my shopping list of special ingredients. I'll answer the question, where do I find all of these? Plus, how and why you should use them as well. At the end of the episode, I'll also give you a perfect gift idea for the upcoming holidays for the mixologist in your life. Or just treat yourself. You deserve it. Before we start, yes, you can make easy, delicious cocktails without these specialty ingredients. But when you want to wow your guests or experiment with creating something special, these are the ace up your sleeve. During my time behind the bar and in many episodes on this channel, I've used all kinds of acids, emulsifiers, gelling and flavoring agents, powders, oils, you name it. So if you want to make cocktails like this, you're watching the right episode.
It's cocktail time!
As mentioned, I've used some of these exact products when making DIY ingredients and signature cocktails on the channel. So I was delighted when I got a chance to partner up with Special Ingredients to bring you this episode. Find the links to my favorite items on their site in the description below. They have Europe and UK sites, with the latter also serving all of your friends of cocktails from the US. Now, without further ado, let's get into the special ingredients I use regularly, and you should too. Starting with acids. The ones I use the most are citric, malic, tartaric, lactic, and ascorbic acid powders. You'll see me use them for things like cordials, where the acids lower the pH and bring up the sourness, so that, together with sugar, the cordial can play the part of both sweet and sour components of the cocktail. But the acids also provide mouthfeel, as highlighted in Liquid Intelligence by Dave Arnold. One worth mentioning is lactic acid. I really like playing with savory sourness it adds, similar to lactofermentation, which is why I used it for the Strawberry Whey cordial a while ago. In short, always use the acids that make sense. There's plenty of information online on which acids are dominant in certain fruits or vegetables, but I have to say I haven't found a complete and definitive list of all of them. If you know of one, drop it in the comments, but it's easy to find information for major ones like lemon, citric acid, apple, malic acid, lime, citric and malic acids. Along with that, I also have to mention ascorbic acid or vitamin C. It's mainly used to prevent browning or oxidation as a preservative, but also enhances flavor, so it's even great for liqueurs. That also means you could even improve your favorite super juice by adding a bit of ascorbic acid. I think super juice is alive and well. Oh, and before we move on to the next batch of ingredients, all of these are available in different sizes, from 100, 250, 500 grams, and even all the way up to 25 kilos, which is a lot. Now let's tackle the problem of things not wanting to mix, like oil and water. What if you want to make an olive oil syrup? That's when you need things like emulsifiers and stabilizers. Here we also have some gelling agents, thickeners, and foaming agents. Some even act in multiple of those roles. With this, we're really getting closer to the molecular gastronomy side of cocktails. If you're a chef that's into that, this is right down your alley. You've seen me use gum arabic plenty of times, because it's fantastic for making homemade gum syrup or adding a silky texture to a cocktail. In many syrups, like Korja or the basil olive oil syrup, where the fatty oils and water don't want to mix on their own. It works in pairing with our next ingredient, xanthan gum. These emulsions don't break when they're suddenly diluted and chilled. Xanthan gum is a stabilizer, so it's perfect for things like stabilizing foams. But it also adds plenty of texture, and that's why I used it in my fluffy Jungle Bird cocktail. And together with gum arabic, it's a key ingredient in the super foam and super syrup recipes. Speaking of, to make that vegan egg white replacement, you need methyl cellulose, and since many of you said it's hard to find the right kind, or even had troubles because you tried using carboxymethylcellulose, or CMC, I'm happy to share where you can get the methylcellulose by Special Ingredients, which is what I've always used to get all the foam with none of the egg white. If you don't mind egg white, but don't want to worry about if the eggs really are fresh enough to enjoy the raw in your cocktail, they have an option for that as well, egg white powder. Just mix with water in a 7:1 ratio to reconstitute, and you're ready for a busy shift or a night of New York sours with your friends. A while back, we even made an egg white comparison video, and powdered egg white actually beat out fresh and pasteurized egg whites for the best appearance and thickness of the foam. You can also use this to make different meringue garnishes, like on the Love Road Margarita or the Barbecue Mint Julep. Speaking of beautiful looking cocktails, I have been called out on a few occasions for liking my cocktails as clear as possible. So you know I like to use agar-agar. This is a vegetarian, gelling and thickening agent, so it can work for foams as well. But we often use it to clarify cordials or juices, especially in acidic mixtures like citrus juices or cordials. Unlike a milk wash, it doesn't add any flavor or mouthfeel, but it just traps the solids in a soft gel, which you can strain out with a cloth filter. Last in this list is soy lecithin powder. This emulsifier, stabilizer and preservative was the key ingredient in 2 of our special episodes. First, when we made the Club Clover, an inverted clover club with raspberry foam. And when we recreated a cocktail from Netflix Drinks Masters, demonstrating how to make an orange air. Speaking of drink masters, these next special ingredients get you one step closer to being one yourself. First, sodium citrate, which can be used as a preservative, but it's also essential for direct purification, as shown in our Drink Masters episode with the martini cocktail served with vermouth spheres. And the modern tequila sunrise cocktail, where instead of adding grenadine, I made sunrise bubble pearls for the same color effect and a bigger wow factor. For larger spheres, you'll need a combination of sodium alginate and calcium lactate for a process known as a reverse espherification, which we use to make lime cordial spheres for an elevated caipirinha. Pretty cool, right? I already mentioned I like to make clear cocktails, and here's another thing that can help with that: Pectinex. Enzymes are proteins that speed up chemical reactions, and Pectinex is a specialty enzyme that breaks down the structure of pectin, a natural fiber found in fruits, especially apples and citrus. So to make those juices, fruit purees, or even liqueurs clearer, we add a small amount of Pectinex. Leave it to sit in the refrigerator, and strain out the sediments. On to the next group, the flavoring and coloring agents. As the name suggests, these add flavor or color to your ingredients or cocktails. Let's start with flavor drops and oils. I used almond flavor drops to make clear orgeat after I noticed the almond flavor faded during clarification. So to bring back the distinct almond taste, we added a few of these flavor drops. They have an extensive list of different flavor drops for you to choose from. Just be careful not to add more than the recommended dosage of 0.3% to 1%, as they're highly concentrated. Whenever we used essential oils, I highlighted the importance of using 100% natural and food-grade oils, which is exactly what special ingredients offer. You'll be able to find lemon, lime, orange and mint flavoring oils. For tips on using essential oils safely, check out our episode on homemade crème de menthe, linked below. These flavor oils and drops are perfect for creating liqueurs and sprays for your cocktails, while the drops can also be used for foams and syrups in a similar way that we did with tinctures a few weeks ago. That's because the flavoring drops are water-soluble, and the flavoring or essential oils are not, so keep that in mind for your use cases. Staying with flavoring agents, we have vanilla, one of the most used spices on the channel, especially in 0% ABV creations, or to add depth to liqueurs like the cacao liqueur. It's also the second most expensive spice in the world, right after saffron. Special ingredients offer vanilla flavor drop, vanilla extract, vanilla powder, and my favorite, their Madagascan vanilla pots. Another fun way to add flavor or smokiness to ingredients and cocktails is using wood chips. Special ingredients wood chips are food safe and ideal for infusions and cocktail smoking, especially their hickory, cherry or whiskey-soaked oak wood chips. I added wood chips while making homemade lillet. Smoke the lime cordial for a gimlet, but you can of course smoke the finished cocktail as well. Now for the color, I love using beetroot powder. It's a natural red coloring agent that even when adding small amounts, has the ability to turn your cocktails, foams or sodas into beautiful shades from pink to deep red. We used it to color pink grapefruit sodas, the Negroni foam for an egg runny cocktail, and to add a beautiful beetroot paint garnish to a clarified sour, which slowly melts and adds subtle flavor. Speaking of garnishes, here's one more ingredient that can make your cocktail stand out: Isomalt. Isomalt is a sugar substitute used for sugar art cake decorations. What makes it great is how stable it becomes once it hardens. For the elevated gimlet, we created beautiful discs decorated with a mixture of crushed pink rosebuds, pink peppercorn, dried lemon peels, butterfly pea tea leaves, and a little salt. When I made baklava punch cocktail, I shaped Isomalt into small cups, holding tiny molasses caviar. Beautiful, but just make sure Isomalt doesn't touch your skin while it's hot. And again, if it felt like a lot to take in, we have you covered. My friends at Special Ingredients created a curated collection of my favorite items on their site, so you can browse through them and select what you want. And leave a comment if there are other special ingredients that you think should be on that list. But I promised a great gift idea, remember? So here it is. Their modern gastronomy kit, a bundle of 11 different ingredients, equipment including a precision scale of course, and recipes developed by an award-winning modernist chef. Everything that's needed to bring the cocktail game to a higher level. I know I'd love a gift like that, so share this video with somebody you think it's awesome enough to get you a kit of special ingredients. That's what I call a true friends of cocktails. Until next time, cheers!